Hi guys, Angie Bell, my fairy treasures. Okay, you guys, the last video, oh, so frustrating. Okay, let me show you. This is what you guys saw where we ended up last time, right? Well, no. I had just done the skin. Okay, I shaded all the skin in and had just colored in the eye. Then, for some reason, I accidentally deleted the rest of the video. Or it went on to a second video and I deleted that. Anyway, you didn't see me do the eyeshadow. Like, let me come in. Look how beautiful the face looks. You didn't see me do the eyes, the eyeshadow, the eyes, the eyelashes. All that got skipped because the video got cut off. So, what I did is, you saw me do all the shading. So, we got all that done. So, I'm not going, so I took another girl, painted, base colored her skin color. We're not going to shade her because we've already done the shading on this one, okay? I'm just going to do the makeup and everything on her face so you guys can see that. So I'm going to do the eyeshadow, the eyelashes, the eye color, the lip, all of that so you guys can see that, okay? Because that's the part that got chopped off. Then after I show you that, I'll do that on here. We'll go back to this one and we'll do the hair and the rest of it, okay? So this will still be our main one that we color, but I want to show you how I did all the face makeup. Okay, here we go. Nothing more frustrating than that. Like, you already did it, and then, like, you're like, what? And you have to do it again. Oh, well. Let's look at this. Double the fun. Okay, the first thing I want to do is, I love green eyes. I use a color called, and I use it all the time. It's this green right here. It's called Jimmy Cricket. I think this is called Jiminy. But I say Jiminy Cricket. Anyway. So people going, it's not called Jiminy Cricket. That's what I call it. You call it whatever the hell you want to call it. It's your watercolor. It's your world. You can do what you want to do. Okay. So we're just going to do a quick wash of color, of watercolor. And I like to do watercolor in the eye as my, whatever the base color of the eye is going to be, because it gives it that watery see-through look. Like, people are always like, oh, I like how you do eyes. And I also do shading in the eyes in the corners and blend it out. But I believe the magic first is that watercolor, because it makes it look like, I don't know, like you can see, like eyes are watery and they look see-through-y and, you know, they're not solid. So that's what I think. That's what I think they look good. I'm trying to add a little bit more color on here. This eye. Okay, there we go. We got it now. Okay. And oh, and this watercolor is hopefully I don't mess this up. Jane Davenport's watercolors, which are fabulous. I use a lot of different things, but I mostly use Jane Davenport stuff now because I love her stuff. Okay, so next what I want to do is I like to use a like a marker pen, ink pen, and let me put my readers on. And I like to use like a really fine point one. Like this one is a 04. And I like to outline the entire eye again, because especially when you've printed it out, it doesn't always print out the darkest, and you've done stuff to the eye and all of that. So I'm outlining the eye, and I'm going to throw in some heavy eyeliner right here. Let's see, let me go back on the top. Below, I'm going to throw in some heavy eyeliner. On the bottom, okay? Okay, and I'm even going to go over her eyebrow. Excuse me, eyebrow. Oh, my voice cracked right there. And then let's go over her eyeball. Make it nice and dark. Now look how much more dramatic everything looks. Also, let's go over the eyelashes again. Just kind of just go over them again. Bring all those eyelashes out. Okay. I like some dramatic eyelashes, obviously. You guys are looking at them, at my eyelashes and going, yeah, you do. Drama girl. Okay. I love me some dramatic eyes. Now look how pretty just that looks. And we're nowhere near done. Okay, just a second. I don't know what's going on with her eye here. Okay. Oh, that looks fine. All right. The main thing is I want to show you the techniques. I kind of went over her eye a little bit weird, but whatever. Okay, so let's do some eyeshadow on her. So I'm going to use Joan Boyce's Pan Pastels, Palette Pastels. She doesn't call them Pan Pastels, but I do. Look at her image on the front. Gorgeous. Okay, I'm going to use this purple and that magenta color. So you saw me shade with this, and now I'm going to use it for the makeup part too, because it's fabulous. Okay, so we're going to put this here. We're going to do half the eye with this color, the magenta, and the other half with this purple color. I need to draw out like a bunch of eyes and just experiment with all these different colors with eyes, because with eyeshadow, because I really want to start experimenting more with all these colors. I need to go through and swatch every color. I haven't swatched all my colors yet. And you guys, swatching is so important, even though I tell you I haven't swatched everything yet, because you'll use your stuff more when you've swatched it, because you're like, oh, okay, I love that color. I know how that color looks. A color swatch always looks different than a color when it's just in the package, you know? Okay, now I'm also going to use that fuchsia, that color here, that magenta color for her cheeks. Now, just remember, I'm doing a girl that we didn't shade, okay? I'm just showing you how I did the makeup. Just going, so she's going to look a little bit different than the girl we did before because she's not shaded, but. Ooh, I hate when a video just cuts off like that, or you lose it, or you're just like, argh! Okay, I'm going to take that same color and use it on the lips. You guys, look how quick and easy this is. And more important than quick and easy, how effective it is. And we'll shade those lips with a pencil. We'll throw some shading on the outside of those lips with a pencil in a second. Okay, very pretty. I don't know if I showed you this before, but I am going to do a tad bit of shading on her nose. I don't know if I showed that in the last video or not. Okay, and I just took a little bit of the brown shading that we shaded the rest of the face with and just put a little shading right there. Just a little bit. Which looks maybe a little weird here because I don't have shading anywhere else, but that's that little bit of shading right there looks really good, especially if there's shading right here on the rest of this. Let me just throw this in. Whatever I have left over, we'll just throw it in. Look at me. I have to shade her, and I already did this. I'm just trying to show you the makeup, and look at me. Oh well, it's just what I had left on the brush. Just whatever I had left. Look at this, is just what I had left on the brush. And look how fabulous that looks. And I did it really quickly. I didn't even try hard. Bam, done. Not even trying hard, just using whatever's on the brush. Okay, that looks good. All right, so now let's go back up to the eyes. Okay, let's go back up to the eyes. And I'm going to go back over the eyelashes again. Oh, you know what? In my last video, I was wearing my little ring here. I put it back on. I love this ring. Isn't that ring pretty? I got this HSN. I buy a lot of jewelry in HSN. Heidi Daus made it for that one movie. It was part of that collection. Snow White? No. Beauty and the Beast. The teapot in Beauty and the Beast, that represents the teapot. So it's a teapot ring. Isn't it cute? I seen that. I was like, oh, I have to have that. Okay. So I went back over the eyelashes again, just because the eyeshadow kind of like, you know, brings them down a little bit. All right. Then on the lips, I'm going to take this color. It's a Prismacolor Mulberry, one of my favorite colors. And I'm going to line the lips. It looks like it's really shading, but it's more like to me, I think of it as a lip liner. And line the inside of the lips, kind of going over the black a little bit too. And then we're going to blend with a blender pencil. And what I do is, like, all my favorite colors, I always leave my favorite Prismacolor pencils. All my favorite stuff is always right in front of me, but my favorite Prismacolor pencils are in a little jar, so that I can get to them quickly. Like, I always use that mulberry color. I always use for the, oh, I've got to shade the eyes in a second. All my eye colors for my green colors, I always leave those pencils out. So I'm not always searching for my favorite stuff. That looks pretty for the lips. Okay, now we're going to go back up to the eyes, because now that's probably all dry. Okay, we're going to take Parrot Green, Prismacolor Parrot Green, and where is it? The other one. Here it is. And we're going to take Chartreuse Prismacolor. Okay? So with the darker one, we're going to go right in the corner of the eye, and right in the corner of this eye, and bring them down. Just a little bit. Leaving that center part lighter. Okay? Then I'm going to take my blender pencil again, where is it? Okay, just a second, you guys. I got to sharpen my blender pencil. Did my blender pencil just break? Just a second, guys. Sorry. If you don't like this part, just fast forward. Sorry about that. But, you know, things happen right in the middle of your video that take time. Like sharpening. Okay, there we go. Alright, so I take my blender pencil and I'm just going to blend this out. You can buy blender pencils at Michael's. And of course, any art store that sells art supplies. Now I'm just going to take my eraser and just erase out of the middle a little bit more, so I can have a little bit lighter right there in the center. Then I'm going to take the chartreuse color and go right over that green in the center. That's just going to bring everything out a little bit more. And I think that looks wonderful. Okay? So that really makes that eye pop. Now to really make things pop, we're going to throw some highlights in. Alright, I'm just kind of picking up as I go along. I kind of do that all the time, because you got to make room. Okay. We get some white acrylic paint out, so we can throw some catch lights in. Excuse my banging. Getting the paint to the bottom of the, or to the top, I should say. Perfect. Okay. Let me get out I think I have it right here. Yeah, I do. Look at this beautiful paintbrush. Isn't this gorgeous? Hobby Lobby, you guys, and this is a liner brush. That's what I'm going to use right now for these catch lights. But look at that, mermaid scales. It's a mermaid paintbrushes. Oh my gosh, I bought a whole bunch of these brushes. Obsessed. Okay. Just Obsessed. It was a great price. I mean, once you used a coupon, you spent like $5 for like 5 brushes, so it was a good deal with that, with the coupon. Okay, so I'm going to put the catch lights in on the eyes. Bam. And just a second. I watered this paint down, and I don't think I need it to. I think this is going to be better if I don't water it down. I'm using a different white acrylic paint than I normally use, so. You know, when you do that, it's a different consistency. Okay, and then let me turn my work. Hopefully I'm still in frame. Okay. All right, and then we're going to put it, let me just make sure I'm in frame. Barely. Yeah, you can still see it. Okay, and then I'm going to put another little catch light right here. Okay. I'm just going over my catch lights a little bit more. And we'll put another catch light right there. Okay. All right. That looks good. Make sure I'm in frame. Okay. And then what I love to do is I love to put like little, like I'm putting little sparklies all around her eye. So here we go. Okay, so I take little, just little dots and go all the way around her eye at the top, also at the bottom. I think this is really pretty. Sorry if I get quiet, you guys, I'm just trying to focus. And you touch it real light, and then I like to just, all over the eyelashes, just put little, like, it's like there's glitter all over her eyelashes and her, and I think it just looks so pretty. Okay. Oh, just got paint on my hand. Okay, and then let's put some catch lights on her cheeks. Okay, just like that, a little catch light like that. And we need to put some catch lights on the lips. Oh, wait a minute. Did you guys see that? Yeah. Okay, I'm making sure I'm turned around. And then catch light on her lips. And a catch light right on the tip of her nose. I know it's not shaded here on the sides, but regardless, put a little catch light right there on the tip of her nose. And then, here we go. Let's put a little bit heavier catch light here on the face, on her cheek. I think that's everything. Let me look at the face over here. Make sure I did everything I did over here. Yep, see? And that's how that looks. Okay? So that is how I accomplished all of that. So this is a whole nother girl already ready to go, right? So I can do another one and maybe do a different hair color and paint her little strap differently, and you know, so I'll probably do her again. I'll put that aside. Okay. Very good. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go to the hair. Make sure you guys are seeing all of the hair. We're close enough. Okay, so now we're going to go to the hair. Let me get rid of this acrylic paint. Put that underneath here. Okay, I'm going to do this technique of how I do this hair. And it's when you get a coloring book, and the coloring book is, what is it called? It has like a gray tone to it, so it's like it's already been shaded, so then you know exactly where to shade it at. Okay, that's what I'm going to create to do this hair. And let me just do it, and you guys will understand as we go along. It's grayscale. I'm going to make this hair into grayscale. So I took some ink. You can use any type of ink you want, and I watered it down. Okay? Like ink that you use in calligraphy pens, you can use that, water it down. And water it down to a really light gray. Okay. I get these little containers like this from Dollar Tree, and then I store them in a container like this. See? That's what all my inks get stored in. And it keeps them organized, and I don't have to keep remixing inks or storing them once I take them out of the bottle. So it's pretty fabulous to store them like that. Okay, let me get a brush that I am going to use for the hair. There we go. Just a second, get the new brush out. I haven't used a lot of these mermaid brushes yet because I just got them, so I wanted to use them. Make sure this is light enough. Okay, so this is how light you want the gray to be. Okay. Hopefully you guys are seeing that. Yep, you guys are. So we're going to put a second or third coat over this hair. But this is how light you want it when you mix it with water. And when you see like paintings done where it looks like they just shaded with some type of a light gray color, it's just ink, and it's just watering down the ink to the color that you want. So you could actually paint in and use your ink as like a watercolor and use all different shades of gray up to black. Okay, so I'm going to go back up to the top, and I'm going to put another coat of this gray. You don't want it super dark, but you want it dark enough. I know you guys are like, and this is actually going to be pink hair. I know you guys are like, what? You'll see. How I got this idea was from, God, I can't think of her channel right now. Anyway, she was doing a grayscale coloring book, and she did this pink hair, and I was like, how did you do that hair? And then she said, well, for one, it was a grayscale coloring book. So right now I'm creating the grayscale coloring book part, right? And then I'll show you how she did it. But she started out with it already being gray, and she also started out with white lines going through the hair, which I'm going to do here in just a second. Okay. So that's about the darkness of the gray that you want. You could probably also, if you don't have any inks, you could use some black watercolor paint and water that down to gray. I don't know why I didn't say that. You could do that too. So I could have done that. Okay, so now let's dry this. So if you want to fast forward, fast forward. I'm going to do some drying. Okay, now what we want to do is we want to take our liner brush again with some white paint and water it down just a little bit, not real super watery, but just a little bit so that it spreads a little easier. Okay, so I'm going to take I have a little bit of white paint right there. I'm going to use a little water on it. so I can get it to spread. I'm going to use a liner brush. Okay, let me see how close I can come in. Oh, that's probably about as close as I'll be able to come in. So hopefully you guys are seeing this. The hair's longer, so it's hard to, if I go out anymore, you're not going to see the full strand. And when you're doing hair, you definitely need to see me work the full strand, not just, you know, half a strand. That makes no sense. Okay, here we go. And I need to be able to turn my work, which I can do easier with. Just a second, guys. Hey, honey.
I'm at the door, love you.
Okay, love you. Okay. So we're going to start at the top. I'm going to start here in the middle. And we're just going to follow the hair strands, however they are, with this white paint. Okay. So we're just putting white in here. Just follow the hair strands. Okay, if I get a little quiet, you guys, sorry. Now, most of the time I do this, I don't even have any hair strands in the hair. I usually have just the white strands, so I don't usually have the black in there. So we'll see how that works with this technique. I was just thinking about that as I did this, but I think it'll still work. Why not? Well, if it doesn't work out, it'll tell me why not. Okay. If I get quiet, sorry, just focusing. And sometimes you're just enjoying the process, so you get a little quiet. Okay, that looks pretty. Let me get a little bit more white paint. Throw a little water in there. Get that a little bit. And like I said, the reason you throw a little bit of water, you don't want a lot of water, you don't want it too thin. But the reason that you throw a little water in to thin your paint out is just so that it kind of like spreads more. Because when you're doing hair, you want to follow the strand all the way down. You don't want to stop. So ever how long the strand is how long you want to follow it all the way down. So. And if you do run out of paint, just continue on where you left off on that strand, like I'm going to do right there. See? Like the strand here. If you run out of paint, just go back to where you left off and keep going all the way down. Okay. Like I said, a lot of times when I do this, I draw the hair in and I don't draw the hair lines, like these black lines in. I just use the white lines. So if you want to do this technique and suppose you're drawing your own girl, you don't have to put the black lines in. You could just put the hair strands in with this white. Okay? Okay, so I'm just still working these strands. And that's why you put the gray in, so you can put the white strands in. Okay. Yeah, this looks really, really pretty. And sometimes if you haven't got the white strand in deep enough, you don't think, go back over it. Just go back over that same strand again and make it a little more white. And that's what I'm doing. Okay. That looks good. Okay, so now let me turn it this way, and we're going to go on the other side and throw some white strands in there. Okay. Okay, so here we go. Put my sleeve up a little bit. And let's start following this strand. You can go over the black strands. You don't have to go over the black strands. You can just kind of go in between. The most important part is that you have the white in there. Make sure you guys are still seeing it. Yeah. Okay. Again, guys, sorry if I'm getting quiet. Whenever I get quiet, just know that I'm focusing. I'm focusing, people. I'm focusing.